Today on Faith on Tap, Easter, the pinnacle of the Christian faith. So how should we as Christians respond to those who show up to church just once or twice a year, including Easter? How should our hearts be aligned?
Well, I think I never want to discourage or disparage those CEOs, Christmas and Easter onlys, because they're actually coming. And so I really do believe that they have a sense of eternity, which the author of Ecclesiastes talks about, that God puts eternity in our heart. And so there's something that they can't explain. There's a drawing. There's a sense that this is the right thing to do at this moment. And so they come, and they hear a message, they hear, they get warm and fuzzies, and they unfortunately check something off the checklist, but they still come.
Continuing with this grace, let's consider the people in our family, regardless of where they are, and always approach them with the grace that has been extended to us.
Right now, the tradition is the family gets together. We're a small family, so there's not many people, and we do lunch. And because my wife's family of origin is Jewish, I'm asked to pray at Easter. So the Jews come over to Easter to eat ham. Which if you know Judaism at all, and I'm asked to pray, which I do, I'm very respectful that we have Jews amongst us, and I will pray to God, and I will not apologetic in not mentioning Jesus, because I have a multifaceted audience that are hearing the prayer, and I want to bless everyone who's there, because it is Easter, it's the resurrection, it's new life, it's all those things.
These thoughts and so much more today on Faith on Tap. So, hello, everybody. We are at Badsons Brewery in
Derby, Connecticut.
I actually didn't panic. I found out they did have a brown ale, and it was a Bad Billy. It's fine. It's a 6 out of 10 for all beers. For a brown ale, 8 out of 10. Liz didn't have stout, so she goes with
blackberry cider, which is quite yummy, actually. I really like it.
Dennis, you came late. What are you?
I did. I came late. I indulged in the IPA called Dubious.
What drew you to that besides the name?
The name.
Yeah. We are, I guess we're going to get seasonal, where Easter is coming up. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see if anyone here has any clue about Easter, if they celebrate it, why. What are your expectations, Dennis?
I think looking around, I think we're going to get some cultural Easter. Some may go to church or have family that go to church. Some may connect with the religion of it. I don't seem to think we're going to get a lot of deep faith here.
Everyone will have some belief in a supreme being, no atheist.
Like, Jesus, he rose from the something, and he was in the ashes, and they poured water on the altar, and
oh my.
It's going to be a mishmash.
Maybe not quite as concerned as Dennis, but we will definitely have some C&Es, Christmas and Easters.
I'm not looking for any Orthodox versions of Easter coming up. Hopefully we're wrong.
You mean a week late?
Be that as it may, let's go to the crowd and see what they have to say. Easter's coming up. First of all, what's your name?
Bob.
Do you do anything to celebrate Easter? Is there any traditions or anything that you guys do?
I go eat at my sister-in-law's house. No religion at all.
Do you do it just because your family get together and stuff like that?
Yeah. We hide Easter eggs for the kids.
Okay.
And let them run around.
What's in there, candy or money?
Both.
What's the biggest currency you have in there?
I think $1.
What's the traditional meal going to be?
Baked ham, all the sides, scalloped potatoes.
Oh,
pretty much everything else.
What's your name?
Felicia.
It's a great name, Felicia. I'm Mark. Here's a nice question for you. Easter's coming up, and we're just wondering if you have any traditions that you and your family might have.
Well, yeah. When I was smaller, of course, we went to church Easter Sunday. Well, not just Easter Sunday, but every Sunday. But Easter Sunday, we got extra pretty and went to church. And then we'll come home and celebrate with a big dinner. And we still do the big dinners, but we all don't go to church on Easter Sunday. But big dinners are basically every Sunday. And Easter is just extra special.
Is there no traditional big dinner on Easter? It's just whatever it is going to be big? Or do you have a tradition?
It's basically tradition for us. Baked macaroni and cheese, baked ham, ziti, brown rice, collard greens, potato salad,
Okay.
dinner rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have pound cake, ice cream cake. Yeah, we have all the good stuff.
Do you have any children that are in the gathering that you do things?
You know, it's only 2 of us, me and my sister, and my sister has 1 child. I have 2 kids.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's our parents. So
Is it important, you think, to have tradition?
absolutely. And we instill that into our kids as well. So yeah.
Yeah. But you don't go to church or anything like that on Easter?
Every now and then.
Every now and then?
Yeah.
But it's not part of the Easter tradition. It's just what
Now
you
that
do
I
when you
got
feel.
older, no, but when I was younger, I didn't have a choice. I had to go.
When you get up in the morning on Easter morning, is it like a special day to you, or is it like just another day that I have to do things?
I don't want to say, well, I kind of think it's still special because I know that my mother has instilled that in us. But
Yeah.
as far as me doing anything else outside of that, no, I just know that it's tradition for my family to
Okay.
have a good Easter.
But it's a fun time.
It is.
And
It
you
is.
and
It's
you
a good
want to have that
gathering.
kids have that memory of that closest, that family unit.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I love it. Well, thanks, Felicia. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
How's it going, Aiden? So here we are at Badsons Brewery with a bunch of 16-year-olds. I'm glad to see they're drinking water, but they're eating pizza. So Aiden, I have a question for you. Easter's coming up. Does your family celebrate Easter, and how and why does that celebration take place?
We celebrate Easter because we're Christian.
What does that mean?
We're like not that religious, though we believe in God and Jesus Christ, our Savior.
Mm-hmm.
And we celebrate it by like eating a nice dinner.
Really? Now, do you go to church at all on Easter? Or, because you mentioned Jesus and God.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, some days we do. Or some Easters we do, some Easters we don't. It depends if we have like family over.
So if there's family, there's no church.
No, we don't have time. We gotta like make dinner and stuff.
Gotcha. So what does Easter actually mean to you?
I'm not that religious, so I like the dinner.
Do you like to go to church? Be honest.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm thinking not so much. Be honest now.
It's not
Come
like
on.
it's boring, but
It's not like it's boring, or it is boring.
it gets, don't believe me.
You're about family. You're about dinner. You're about just kind of loving on people in your family for Easter.
Yeah.
Cool. I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Your name, sir?
Ben,
Ben. How old are you, Ben?
16.
So the question is, do you celebrate Easter with your family, and how do you celebrate it and why?
Yes, I do celebrate Easter with my family. I usually have a dinner.
Mhm.
If there's little kids over, sometimes we'll put eggs out in baskets and such, regular gifts like chocolate rabbits and stuff.
Yep.
Sometimes we go out to Pennsylvania to meet more family and have a dinner
cool.
over at their house. The reason we do it, I guess it's more tradition because we've just always done it. There's been no other background reason. I'm religious, but we're not acting.
What do you mean by I'm religious?
I have beliefs of a Christian, but I don't act on the other things that they made. I'm not devout.
And when you say you're not devout, does that bother you at all, or is it just okay for
I
you?
do wish to be more active, but when I mention it to my mom or my dad or other people, that other family, they may be like, "Oh, what? You're religious now?" That kind of got me thinking that they may be like atheists or something, or
Mhm.
just maybe it's just out of pool.
Gotcha.
They just have no interest in anything.
You're enjoying the Easter celebration. You almost, what I hear is there's almost a quiet spirituality to you, which
Yeah.
you don't voice and or express all that much.
I mean, sometimes personally, I do pray, just by myself. Sometimes for others, sometimes for just general well-being.
And so would you say that you have a relationship with God and or Jesus?
I would like to say I do. I can't judge how strong it is. That's only for him to do. I would like to say I do. I would say everybody has one. It's just, it varies.
It
on
varies.
how they
So-
see it, yeah.
So everybody has this relationship with God, except it's different.
Yeah,
It's different.
different.
You see that in your family?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little, yeah.
And your mom and dad, did they bring you up religious, or were they
No,
just open to you kind of finding your path?
they were just open. I kind of got a little bit more into it from peers at school.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of got me thinking like, oh man, I might want to start getting into this, just to help benefit me personally.
Have you ever read the Bible?
I have not,
You have not?
unfortunately. No, I don't have one.
I understand it's a pretty good book for what you're looking for to understand. So
Yeah.
I would encourage that. Well, thanks for your input. That's great.
Thank you.
Your name?
Mikkel,
Your age?
16.
16. So the question is, do you celebrate Easter? And how do you celebrate it and why?
I actually don't know if we celebrate Easter. I kind of... Guys, do we celebrate Easter? We do.
You do.
Yeah.
And so you don't remember if you do or not?
Man, I guess we don't really, celebrate it that much because I don't really remember.
Mm-hmm. Do you have, family over for dinner or anything?
Yeah, we'll have, dinner, I'm pretty sure, but nothing too crazy.
So it's not really a major holiday or a major focus for you and your family?
Not really.
Here, this is for you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, my name's Liz. Your name is?
Liz, I'm Cole. Nice to meet you.
Cole. Okay, I have a couple questions for you.
All right.
Cole.
Hit me.
Okay, so the first question is, do you have any Easter traditions that you follow since it's coming up?
Normally I go to mass with my grandparents.
Awesome.
We'll try and do that. And then we either have a Easter party celebration kind of with either my mom's side of my family or my dad's side.
Okay.
I believe this year it's with my mom's side and we're hosting it at our house. So
that's cool.
Looking forward to having all the cousins and stuff in
Very
town.
nice. And how many people will show up?
Oh gosh, it varies every year, kind of based on what people are got going on.
Mhm.
Should probably be around 15 of us, I think.
Now, are you in charge of what part?
I'm in charge of eating.
That's good. Fair enough. Love it. Love it. So you go to church with Graham.
Yeah.
And how was that for you?
It's good. I mean, I went to Catholic school in high school, so I've been doing the whole church thing for a while now. I was actually originally
great.
baptized Protestant, so I kind of bounce in between both
You're
churches.
going back and forth.
Yeah.
You walk in a dangerous
Cover my
road,
bases.
man.
Yes.
That's cool.
I don't care what you guys say, man. I'm still out there trying to, spread the good word of Jesus Christ. But,
that's phenomenal.
So I'll go with my grandmother. We'll normally go to her church down in Stratford. I believe it's down in worship. And then it's get your eat on.
So talk to me. When you say that, what are the foods that you're setting down? What do we got going on?
It depends on whose house we're at.
It's at your house. So what's going on?
That's my mother's job this year. I don't know. So normally it'll be like a lasagna. There'll maybe be a ham there. There'll kind of be a different spread. Maybe a pork tenderloin. I don't know.
Okay. And your address is? No.
Yeah. Everyone kind of brings something and then a dessert as well. But when it's my dad's side of my family, it's my grandparents over there. They're Portuguese. So they do more of chicken and vegetables and pastéis de natas, which are a Portuguese custard.
Okay, say that again.
Pastéis de nata.
You have a really, really strong family doing all this.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, Cole.
Yeah,
I love that.
So, hey, Liz, how's life in the farm?
Oh, it's treating me like I'm the bottom of the pecking order, and even the chickens think they're above me.
I'm sorry to hear that, Liz. And how are you doing today? The envoy of eternity.
I'll take it.
Yes,
Yeah, I'll embrace
so
that.
Good.
I will embrace that.
Darn.
The envoy of eternity.
Boy, I'm waiting for you not to like. Last time you didn't like it. I felt pretty good.
I'll take that one.
All right. Maybe you have
I'd make a T-shirt of that one.
Or a
It was
tattoo.
Really good.
Ooh, could be a tattoo.
Yeah. So our question, do you celebrate Easter? And if so, what are traditions, etc.? And I think going in, we kind of expected what happened. I mean, we're a little less negative as we were, people do celebrate Easter. Not necessarily do they celebrate Easter for the right reasons, but I guess we'll get to that. Let's talk about the people we talked to. I talked to Bob, and right off the bat, when I asked him about Easter, he goes, oh yeah, we do stuff. Right off the bat, no religion at all. We get together as a family. We hide Easter eggs with the kids. We have a family over. Going to church was almost laughable. You come to find out in New England, we have a lot of people who they started in the Catholic Church. We have a large Catholic population in New England. And for reasons, they go away from the Catholic Church and they blame everything on the Catholic Church, where more or less it was probably blaming themselves for where they are. But he was one of the people who blamed Catholicism for the reason why he doesn't believe in going to church, etc. Felicia, another person I talked to, she started off with, well, of course, when we were young, we all went to church every Sunday, but on Easter, we would dress up and especially get excited for it. We always went to church and liked that part. She almost matter-of-factly said, well, now no one goes to church. She goes, well, once in a while we'll go.
Weddings and funerals.
Well, yeah, it sounded a little bit more than that. And she was a very nice person and she's very sincere. It was just not in their things they do. They talked about, the food, always mac and cheese and ham, potato salads and collards and cakes and a big celebration. The children get together and et cetera. Talked about how important their mom instilled when they were young to go to church, but it just wasn't a thing to do now. And, Dennis, you talked to the kids and what were their views on Easter?
Yeah, I saw a table with 3 young gentlemen. Their responses ranged from one young man actually calling over to his dad to ask if they celebrated Easter at all because he seemed like he didn't even know that there was such a thing, to the other 2 young men having a kind of a sense of, yes, Easter is not just about the Easter bunny and Easter eggs, but there's this spiritual component to it, and all rooted in Catholicism. So what I found, it was very kind of thin, superficial.
Not because it was Catholicism, but their view of Catholicism.
The exposure to faith through Catholicism was thin. I was legitimately taken back by the young man who had to ask his dad if they celebrated Easter. It's such a cultural holiday that just seemed weird to me that there would be a question, Dad, do we celebrate Easter? And Dad had to look over and go, well, yeah. And he looked at me and went, yeah, we celebrate Easter.
Yeah.
Or is it just a surprise to it's like, oh, look, I have a basket of chocolates and jelly beans. I have no idea why
are there so many hard-boiled eggs?
Why are there marshmallow rabbits?
Before we get to Liz talking about her talk, I think Dennis and I will agree on the situation that unfolded. Now, if you recall the last podcast, I bemoaning the fact that I was shut out vehemently between a number of people. I held my head high and I went after a group of people and I wasn't going to take no for an answer and I went right at it. Liz, on the other hand, she was rejected by a couple females and she came back like, oh, poor me. I'll never be able to be able to another interview ever again.
And her self-esteem was trash.
And Dennis and myself were trying to buoy her spirits up and say, it's all right, Liz, we'll get him next time. And she goes, I don't think there'll ever be a next time. So
this is so real.
During this time,
there was despair. There was despair.
Thank you.
I saw the despair. Yes.
So during this time, the server came to us and we had a microphone. What are you doing? I said, oh, we're doing a podcast, and kind of like nudge Liz, this is your chance. Do something. So, okay.
I was giving her the look too. Like I had my eyes open, like, come on, Liz, do this.
So she said, can you talk into the microphone? Yeah, sure. Give me the mic. And then he took off. So Liz, after this situation, what did Cole have to say?
After God dropped into your lap.
Yeah.
See, I think that was actually payback for the negativity that we expressed earlier. Mostly you guys. I was not negative. I'm always very positive. Pretty sure it was, God opening a door saying, you 3 morons. I have people out here, just like Elijah just said, I'm the only one here who loves you, God. And he goes, well, actually, it's not just you.
Right.
Have a cookie, take a nap. There's literally thousands, and you're not the only one. But so we have to watch it.
Comparing yourself to Elijah?
No, I'm saying we better watch
That's what I heard.
There will be replaced if we keep saying there's nobody out here.
So back to Cole.
So I think he was an answer to our prayers.
Your prayer.
Our prayer.
Well, I don't know if you guys pray. He was just a lovely young man. He came up and he says, what do you guys do? You guys doing a podcast? And it's like I immediately threw a mic at him, probably hit him in the head. He was just raring to go. Do you celebrate Easter? Oh, yes. Our whole family celebrates Easter. It's mostly my gram. She gets it all started. She's the foundation and everyone brings food and everyone gets together. We all go to church and it's like, oh my gosh, Hosanna. This was just like amazing.
He just graduated college, so it's a young man.
Yeah.
And so
which astonished me. So
encouraging.
Very, very encouraging. It's like the young man, Ethan, that you spoke to a few weeks ago in that same age bracket. So I think there's something exciting going on.
I totally agree.
And when you hear us in a couple of weeks and we talk about to some of these same people about higher power, I think we're going to see some of this. So I wouldn't exactly call it a revival, but there's glimmers that there's hunger out there. Cole was so excited to talk about his family. And
Cole was mentioning that he goes to, was baptized in a Protestant church, goes to a Catholic church. He then goes with his grandmother. So mixing and matching now, which is cool. Bible.
Yep.
And but he definitely was on fire.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it was
really
good to see.
exciting to see that. I think he's the hope for the next generation, and that we can let go and let God in a lot of ways, because I think God's got it. And
well,
I think
he
he's
might need
kind of
my help a little bit more.
Yeah, well, Mark and I will let go.
So when we're talking to people about traditions, etc., to me, it's such a foreign idea that Easter, Christianity, revolves around Jesus rising from the dead. If there's no resurrection, there's
Nothing.
There's death, and there's no reason to live. And yet people in today's society are celebrating Easter by the Easter baskets and the candy and the big meals, but that's it. And there's nothing wrong with having those things, but there's just no God in this. And it's amazing.
And it's so different. I mean, I can almost a little bit maybe kind of sort of understand Christmas being more of a cultural Santa Claus, gifts giving, but Easter really is about the resurrection.
It's literally
of Jesus.
about that one. Well, Christmas is about that one thing too, and it got captured.
It did. Christmas is more of a season where Easter really is a pinpoint moment
it's not
in our
like
history.
It's not a day where people get gifts, you get candy or basket, but that's it. It's like that. Not everyone goes out of their way and does other things. So it's hard to mix the traditions of Jesus' birthday with Santa. You have Jesus' resurrection and
a rabbit that lays eggs.
Yeah. Which is not a secular thing at all, actually. It's a old German tradition that was done by children. It had nothing to do, by the way, with any of the Greek goddesses or gods, at Ishtar or anything like that. From some heavy research in that reveal that no, the Easter egg and the bunny rabbit are just a fun thing that the kids in Germany did. And when the Germans came to the United States, known as the Pennsylvania Dutch, they would bring their traditions over with the Easter rabbit and the hiding of the eggs. And they would used to joke with the kids, yes, it's the rabbits laying eggs and go find them. They're joking with the kids, and they would have a fun time. The kids were getting candy from it and stuff. Right. And those traditions, that's how it got popularized in America. Not every country does that. For example, in Australia, they don't like rabbits. So what animal do they use, Liz?
Is it a wombat?
No, it's a bilby.
They're interesting looking.
Eggs?
No, does a rabbit lay eggs?
Around Easter time it does.
So, Pastor, or
yes, sir,
or the envoy of eternity. So, you've done your share of Easter and Christmas services.
Yes.
And you probably have gone the whole gambit of, well, this Easter, I'm going to really say something that's going to bring everyone back to what's the point, et cetera, et cetera. I guess the first question I have for you is, why do you think people just go, many people, C and E Christians, the Christmas and Easter Christians, why do you think they only go twice a year?
Well, I think I never want to discourage or disparage those CEOs, Christmas and Easter onlys, because they're actually coming. And so I really do believe that they have a sense of eternity, which the author of Ecclesiastes talks about, that God puts eternity in our heart. And so there's something that they can't explain. There's a drawing. There's a sense that this is the right thing to do at this moment. And so they come, they hear a message, they hear, they get warm and fuzzies, and they unfortunately check something off the checklist, but they still come. And so it is a cultural thing, I think, sometimes where people come to church, but there's also a drawing of God. Like people know inherently that the world isn't right the way it is. There's something missing. There's something bigger than myself. And if I go twice a year to kind of figure that out, well, I'm okay.
Have you ever gotten to the point where you've given up? I mean, there's no formula. There's nothing
in pastor world, and the packets that you get emailed as a pastor months before Easter on how to double the size of your Easter attendance. They give all of these different things to get the people to come back. New sermon series, seeker sensitive this, you're starting this new Bible study, whatever it is. I've found in New England, none of it works.
None of it.
People will come back when the Holy Spirit grabs a hold of their heart, not a moment before. And that's okay. And that's okay. So I used to make a joke on Christmas and Easter, on Christmas Eve and Easter service that, hey, I haven't seen many of you since last year. And I thought, wow, what a way to stick a thorn in someone's side from not wanting to come to an Easter service. And so, you know what? Where people are, as the church, we got to meet them there.
We're talking about traditions, et cetera, during Easter and the importance of that. I don't really know the answer to this one, Dennis. Do you have any traditions on Easter for your family?
Well, we used to when our kids were young. We used to do hide the Easter eggs. We used to do the Easter baskets, those things. We still do dinner at my sister's sister-in-law's house. Because it's a work day for me, I go and I go to my sister-in-law's. And so right now the tradition is the family gets together. We're a small family, so there's not many people. And we do lunch. And because my wife's family of origin is Jewish, I'm asked to pray at Easter. So the Jews come over to Easter to eat ham. Which if you know Judaism at all, and I'm asked to pray, which I do, I'm very respectful that we have Jews amongst us, and I will pray to God, and I will not apologetic in not mentioning Jesus, because I have a multifaceted audience that are hearing the prayer, and I want to bless everyone who's there, because it is Easter, it's the resurrection, it's new life, it's all those things.
Growing up, what was your traditional Easter like?
My father might have hid stuff around the house. I don't remember that. Oh, no, they did jelly beans. They weren't eggs. They were jelly beans, and we would find jelly beans like months later. It's like, so yeah, they would hide jelly beans, and those big marshmallow jelly beans are like the size of, small stones, as well as, and so if you found one of them, wow, I got the big one, then you eat it, and it's like, oh, the cat's so disgusting. Yeah. And then we'd get the basket, and we'd always have a big hollow chocolate rabbit, and we'd always go to church, but I don't remember what we ate. I guess we ate ham.
I trying to pass down the tradition from my father side of the family, being a Polish family, and he always made kielbasa and horseradish. And when he passed a number of years ago, figured I might be the only one who would care to continue that. And I thought it was a worthwhile tradition because everyone enjoyed it, and it brought joy to people. And, make the horseradish, right? We would grow horseradish.
And then he blesses the pastor with a link.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So we have that. We have, usually in the morning, Liz and I are the only ones home, and we'll maybe have kielbasa and eggs or something in the morning. And then we'll have maybe smoke a ham. We'll have the kielbasa, and Liz makes her famous boiled parsley buttered potatoes that everyone likes.
For whatever reason, it's the kids' favorite.
Grandkids bring another dimension because when our older kids, we're talking about 30s.
Yes.
We hide eggs. It's kind of ironic, but at the same time, they enjoy it. We have a different place to hide for them, and a different location, and it's a lot of fun. So
I hope you put a little bit more than 15 cents in for them.
There's a lot of eggs. It adds up, but it's all over the map.
Put candy in there too.
Yeah. It's a little bit of everything.
To me, a tradition, even if it's not focused solely on Jesus' resurrection, is very important for that memory. A lot of traditions are sacred in a family structure.
I agree.
And I think that I'd love to keep that up. The younger people, if there's an identity crisis they go through, again,
I'm trying to. Are you bringing this back to
Easter being a lonely time? So if you're by yourself on Easter, and say you are a Christian and you're by yourself, where's your community? Where are you going to connect? And is online a safe place? And I'm sure there are safe places. And I just wish we as a society, we as a church, could do more to outreach these people. But I don't have the answer to how to do that either. But I think we're going to find out that the biggest way that people find out about God is through their friends.
That's true.
We've been finding that out recently. And I think our next podcast will probably go into that a little bit more.
Yeah. The movie that Mark and I saw like a month ago that actually covers this whole idea of online community. It's a documentary on Netflix. It's called The Remarkable Life of Ibelin. It's on Netflix. It's a documentary about a young boy who had muscular dystrophy, and he was playing World of Warcraft, but not playing the game really. He was just being part of the community, and it's an extraordinary story. And I don't want to give it up how it goes on, but it shows the power of having access to who you are and being able to share it, which a lot of people, even his own parents, did not think he was able to do because he was so profoundly disabled.
Right.
So watch this movie.
Yeah. What was the name of it again?
The Remarkable Life of Ibelin.
Yeah.
Ibelin. We will link it in the show notes. It's so worth it. Have some tissues.
Before we end, Dennis, any words of wisdom on Easter as a whole coming up? Anything that you want people to know about, to keep in mind? Any thoughts?
I encourage this for both Easter and Christmas for Christians. Take a deep breath, relax a little bit, and focus on the true meaning of what the day is about. And that's all. It's just that simple.
Well, it is simple. On that note, I think it's a great time to end it. See you all next week. tune in next episode when you'll hear Dennis say,
I don't like it. No, that makes me sound like a Pharisee.
Hey, awesome listener. If you're enjoying our podcast, give us a little love, like, share, follow, and snag this episode for later. It's the easiest way to keep the good times rolling and make our day. You're the best. Thank you.